Alrighty, good morning and welcome to the early bird. Hope you had a good Easter. Here we're looking at the Dow Jones and it's on a 30-minute chart. And we're looking at this particular structure coming up from this area here. And we're looking for 5 waves up. And we're looking at the 1, the 2, the third wave up through here in 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is the A, the B, and the C for the 4th wave. And now we're looking for the 5th wave to move up through here. This 5th wave is pretty much like this. It's up for wave 1 to here, back for wave 2 to here, and then we're looking for 5 waves up for the 3rd wave. So we'd be looking at the 1, the 2, the I'll have a look at this closely in a minute, but look for the top of the 3rd there somewhere, the 4th here, then the 5th. That will give the top of the, look for the top of the 3rd wave, and 4th and a 5th wave through here. So I'll just go into a smaller time frame and look at that. So here we're on a 5-minute chart. So we could consider this up for wave 1 to here, wave 2 to here. Okay, so now we're looking at this is all the 3rd wave here, and to me it's not complete in terms of we're looking for 5 waves up. So the 1, the 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. So that's wave 1 to here, the A, the B, and the C for wave 2. This is the wave 3 moving up, and in the wave 3 we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the top of the 3rd wave. So that's basically the 1, the 2, the 3. So we'll look at a 4th wave across here, and then we'll look at a 5th wave moving up there. Now that would be the top of the 3rd wave up there. Okay, so if I can just bring up this here, it's good to sort of understand this, I guess. So we're looking for a little 4th wave and a 5th wave there. So that will give us, that there will give us 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the 3rd wave. So then we'll still have the 4th wave to go, and then we'll still have the 5th wave to go further up through here. So there will be still that. I want to draw still the 5th wave to go up through there. Now, important numbers up here. I'll just come back to the bigger picture now, so understanding that a little bit. So there's a couple of things here. Is that 12,500 is a minor trading level. The next minor trading level is 12,800, and then the major trading level is 13,000. Okay, so they're the main bigger numbers. Of course, the Dow Jones works very well at every 100 points, and that's where you would trade to if you were trading that time frame. But the 500 and the 800 are the expansion numbers that we'd be looking at. Of course, within here, the 12,650 is just a little sub-level, but a very important one. So that will come in there somewhere, so just be aware of that one. And also the 12,772 in here, that will also play a part as well. So not only the 12.8 but this here. So we'll look at these here, but the top of this little 3rd here that we're just counting would be across the 65 here. So just keep an eye on that. So I guess what we're looking at here is we're still looking for this to move further to the upside in terms of the 1, the 2, the 3rd wave needs to complete around here somewhere, a 4th and a 5th here. Then we'll see an A and a B and a C as a larger correction through here. But this can also be a serious top in here as well, because if we're looking at this particular structure through here, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and the top of the 5th here. So need to bear that in mind, and we'll look at that when we come to it. Yeah, and that's the same with the other indices as well. So for the S&P 500, you can see this is the same. In first instance, we've got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and then we're looking for the 5th up here, and then we've also got the 1, the 2, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up here again as well. So looking for that there, and be the same as the FTSE as well in terms of the 1, the 2, the 3rd wave up to here, the fourth wave to here, and the fifth wave moving through here. So the 6-1 would be very important there. And of course, you'd work this group 2 here to get to the minor trading level 1 there. Excuse me. And also on our local market here as well. This is the SPY here, slightly sort of different, but once again, it's a little bit sort of, it gets a bit tricky. I have to say, it gets a bit tricky around the 5,000 because such a big number. There's going to be people buying and selling there. So I'll just suggest that that if you are trading this market, then you need to do a couple of things. First of all, it should be the mining sector that that will push this up. So keep an eye on BHP. Because that would be oversold to the downside, and Rio and FMG and so forth. But you want either support on the 30 here, which is all subgroup 1, 10, 20 and 30. So look for support on here before moving up. And then also the midpoint here, 50, you'd want support on there. But I was also thinking that it'd be very important to follow the cash market too, because the cash market here, this is a 30-minute chart, is at the 4.9 here. And it's not finished there yet. So pay close attention to the 10, the 20, and also the 30 in here as well. So these, while this market while the cash market is in this group 1 here, then it's still attached to this number here. It's only when the price has found solid retested support on the 30 here that it separates from here, and then it will move up from that point there. So this sort of boils down to the metals market, I guess. So when we're looking at those markets, if we look at that first, this is copper here, and we just need to be a little bit sort of careful here because we've had this move down from the 450 here as sort of anyway, so it's moved down through here. It's moved back up 61.8%, and it's kind of interesting because it does appear to be 5 waves through here. So the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. So this should pull back 61.8%. So that is there for wave 2, and then that should continue to push up through there. But I don't think it's that easy because it appears that there is 5 waves coming down through here. So if we get 5 waves in the opposite direction, it would mean that this would be a B wave here. So those 5 waves would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for wave 1, wave 2 to come back here. So that's all wave 1 here, wave 2 to come back here, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So that's 5 waves. So that should be an A wave then. So this would be an A, and then a B wave back up to supply levels up here, where the volume is there. You see it being sold off there already. So this is a B wave pulling back up 61.8%, and then a C wave coming down in 5 waves. So an A and a B and a C wave. So this little bit here concerns me here a little bit. So that really needs to stay. Well, technically, if a C wave, this B wave may not be finished. It may be an A and a B and a C for the B wave, and then the C wave here in 5 waves, and then moving up from there. The point is that this is the 30 here, and this is subgroup 1. So it's basically, in all of its little effort here, it's looking and working for the support here. So what I'm suggesting is that there may be another sort of retest or a bit more price action in here before it's sitting on there solidly, and we can move up from there. Another way to sort of view this is to have a look at some of the stocks. This is FMG here, and this is the medium level here, 650 through here, 65. And you can see that it's working with this number here. So we're looking for 5 waves moving up, and we're looking for a correction to move back. Yeah, so now we're looking for support on the 650 here. So support on the 650 here would give you a case for moving in on the long side there. And the other thing I like about this particular pattern through here, this high here separates that this is all part of the uptrend. This is all part of the downtrend. But this downtrend here is corrective in terms of it's in 3 waves here. So that makes it corrective. That means that that top should be taken out. So that's interesting. So anyway, we'll continue to look for support here, and this will be the same with Rio and BHP. In fact, I think they've pulled back a bit further from there, but BHP hit the the big 50, the big 50. So had more of a reaction there, but it's finding its feet now. Okay, so moving on a little bit. So this is an important little area here, and this is what we'll be watching through here. So we'll see how we go. We basically want support on this here, and we want to see some upside from there. But looking for an A and a B and a C through here. It'd be nice if it just moves straight up. But we need to be careful around here. Move under the 420 here. Is not a good look. It needs to stay above this here, so we'll see how we go there. So this 5 waves down here is actually giving it a bit of a bear direction, because this could be down for 1, back for 2, down for 3. But I don't think that's the case, because we've got a nice 5-wave structure through here. So a little bit of fingers crossed for the short term here, and looking for some support on the 430 as confirmation. The crude market here, the oil, we've been looking at this, the other charts may be a little bit different from this, but we've basically been working with this as a corrective pattern across the 1110, and we've been looking at this as an A wave and a B wave in 3 waves, being sort of a complicated situation, and then we're looking for a C wave down in 5 waves in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sure, it may not be the case, but we still need this to unfold further. The bigger the correction on the 1110 here, the bigger the correction for this here, then the bigger and stronger and safer the next move is to the upside here, if that's going to occur. Now, if this market finds support on top of subgroup 1 here, so this would be the 10, 20 and 30 here, or 1, 2 and 3. So if it finds support on that, which it hasn't done so far, it's tried to, but if it does find support on that, then we need to straight away look for further upside and drop this case for this C wave to come into play here. But we don't have to worry about that until, or if this has found support on here, and that would take at least 2 sessions to do that. So there's no rush to do anything here at all. The trade will come from this point here, or it will come from support on through here. So not much to do here really. The gold market, look, pretty much going according to plan really. We're looking for the 5th wave up through here. We're looking for a 3-wave swing across the 1500 here. So we should see some upside now in the B wave, because it appears that we've got 5 waves down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should see a 3-wave counter trend moving back up to 61.8%, and then another swing to the downside. So we can look and wait for that to come into play there. Just be careful about getting trapped, in here. So if you're going to go for that, make sure you've got really good support on the 1510 there. So it stops at, under, say 1507 there. So just be careful, because you probably get stopped out going for gold there. Okay, the currencies. Just have a look at the US dollar. The bounce off 74 is expected, because we've had a nice clear 5 waves down from the top here at 76, which was a 61.8 retracement level. So we've had this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 down through here. So now we're having the A, the B and the C. This may not be complete, this correction here, but it's because you've got to kind of compare the correctional size here to the trend that it's just had. So we may see something like an A and a B and a C back up here further than down, but it's sort of okay, I guess. So we'll see what's going to occur here. One positive thing for the downside, first of all, is this three-wave price action here. This is corrective. This will see more downside either from here or after a larger correction accumulates in through here. But however, this, as you can see here, we've got down for 1, back for 2. We've got down for 3. This would be in 5 waves coming down through here in terms of the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. This would be the 4th, and this would be the 5th here. So there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and there'll be a 5th wave in here. It's jamming in here. So we'll see another effort coming up through here and then a push down. And then a retest back here. So this is support at the moment. What you really want for a safe shorting situation is that you want this as resistance. So you want it to be under here and then trying to get back up through that sort of glass ceiling there and failing from that point. And then you would just scale small positions in and understanding prices here. So yeah, look, the 90 is involved here, the 80, the 72, the 65, and the 50, they're all there as well. But we would expect this to drop down further, as we would expect the Australian dollar to push up to its first minor level, which would be 1110. So when we're looking at the Australian dollar here, this is it. First of all, it's at this price level here. But its target would be further up here in the long run up here. So we'd expect there's a couple of ways of counting this. I think on the charts there it's been labelled as up for 1 here and back for 2 here, but I'll just leave this as an ABC correction here, and we'll look at this as being up for 1 here and back for 2 here, and now moving up through here. Now this whole section here, this is the 72 number here, so that's been played out there, but this 108 is also going to come into play as well, of course. So 8 is the 3rd strongest number, so 8 is also a profit-taking number, so we'll see this unfold here. It won't be that sort of simple. So we look at that on a smaller chart here. You can see the 72 come into play. This is all subgroup 2 as well, so the 65, 72, and the 80 there. So that's how those figures work, and the idea really is to trade from the midpoint here. So when we've seen this come up through here, have the correction at the midpoint, and then find support back on the midpoint here. So the idea is to trade it to, well, depending on what time frame, but the normal thing is to trade it from the midpoint on support, because here it was resistance, yeah, and here it was support, yeah. So from support, you'll trade it with the 72 in mind because it's the central number, but you'll take part profit at the 65 and then take it at the 70, the rest of it at 72, and then just chill out and relax and wait for the correction to unfold, which it's doing now. And then once you feel this is confident as support here, so you'd want to see a little 5 waves up there, which is starting to occur now. You need to see the rest of it in terms of the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. Then there'll be an ABC back, and then there'll be further up. So getting positions here and getting positions on the top here on the 80 is the way to go to push further up, and using this corrective pattern here, this A, B, and C here, if it's complete, as your accumulation point for getting up to the 108 there and taking profit at that point there. So yeah, see how that goes. But a breaking of the 72 here would see you out of that. So 67 would be the price to put the stop there. But scaling in is the trick. Getting the direction is part of it, but the way that you handle the money is the way that you make your profit and control your risk. Okay, and the same sort of, this is the same pattern really for the S&P 500 and our markets as well, and also for the euro as well. The euro's got the same sort of pattern as well, and its price point up here would be these two numbers here, the 772 and the 48 here, profit taking number 8 here, but also considering the 150 here as the main target to the upside there. But apart from that, in looking at this from here, it would have been nice if you'd seen the this as a corrective pattern to this point here with the 145 as support, and then moving up from there. So the 65 here is going to give you some problems here, but once that, this is beginning, a middle, and an end. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an ending diagonal triangle in wave 5 here. So it's likely to see this retested here. But before you went long, you need to have this correction back to here and then finding support onto here, or you'd need to find support on top of the 65 here as a nice solid support to climb higher, and just be aware of the 65, 72, and the 80 in here as well. But you're at risk if you go long here. So either wait for it to come back, or if it gets up there and finds support and it's big enough and nice enough, then fine. But this is the beginning of a trend. This is the middle. This is the end. So this trend here needs correcting in terms of an A and a B and a C wave, then support on here, and then to the upside. And if I'm wrong, then you would look for the support on the midpoint 50 here and take it from there. Okay, so that's about it really. So there is a little bit of concern, just coming back to the Dow Jones here, in terms that we have been tracking 5 waves up in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in the 5th wave here. So in this 5th wave here, we're sort of 2/3 of the way through that in terms of 1, 2, and then we're looking for the 3rd wave to here, the 4th, and then the 5th up here. So, you know, we could be around to Friday, what's today, Wednesday. Thursday could be a bear day. So Thursday could be, on our market anyway, be the correction of the 4th wave through here, and then the 5th wave up. So a bit tricky really. So in one sense that, yes, we will see today up, but we could see tomorrow down, and then would see Friday and Monday up. So I would suggest that, yes, we can go long today, but keep the position sizing smaller. And if tomorrow is a bear day, then we need to look into the afternoon session to see any selling that's going on in the afternoon session. Is it on low volume? Because if it's on diminishing volume, then it's not going to go down and stay down for very long. So we'll see Thursday afternoon with support, and Friday morning up. So just understand this little wave count that was going through here, and what that means. So you really need to, along the way, you need to survive the wave 4 correction here. Okay, yeah, and that would be the same with the currencies as well, because they're all sort of tuned in there. And the other important thing for our local market is the copper here. So the copper can have the B wave up through here and the C wave down for wave 2 here, and then push up from there. So we've just got to get past that correction in the indices, and which will also show up in the copper as well, before we get a push up. So yeah, just a tricky little bit there, but so keep position sizing small to accommodate that. So we're really taking a middle of the road approach in getting through this. So alrighty, that's it. Yep, that's it. So good morning and good luck.